This is Todd and Jared at CrossFit Coppell Central. Today we're going to be talking about shoulder flexibility. I'm going to demonstrate my own lack of flexibility in the shoulder. We're going to work on some stretches and then we're going to retest, kind of look at what that looks like. So what we're going to have you do is come over to the wall. You're going to have your lower back flat on the wall there. You can tell if your lower back's there by placing your hand inside your lumbar and keeping everything connected. I'm going to have you simply raise a hand until your back starts to separate from the wall, which for me is about right there. So you can see I'm several inches shy on that side. On this side, a little bit better flexibility, and keep my back on the wall, get almost straight overhead. The inability to bring that arm back to overhead is going to take my body in an overhead press, and it's going to require my back to get a little bit out of good alignment. Get my hands straight overhead. So we have several different stretches that are going to help to extend your range of motion in your shoulders. Several pieces of equipment, double cross ball, a roller, and a PVC pipe. We're going to start with the roller, and the first thing I'm going to do is to simply place the roller in a position that will go right along my spine. I'm going to place my spine directly on top of that, and I'm going to just let my elbows relax over this piece of foam roller. I'm going to allow my shoulders to get back into the proper plane. They were slumping over before, now they're working themselves back into plane. I'll stay here for a couple of minutes. That's stretch number one. Stretch number two is to move the roller in a different direction so that it's perpendicular to our spine. I'm going to get that roller right in the center of my back. I'm going to lift overhead with my arms. I'm going to begin to lower my hips towards the ground. So my hips are coming closer to the ground here. I'm not bending my lower back. I'm not getting my lumbar engaged. I'm trying to simply allow my upper back to feel the tension of elongating along my spine. And I'll stay there again for 1 or 2 minutes at a time. The next stretch that I want to do while I'm still on the floor is to take the cross balls. I'm going to place them directly on either side of my spine, and I'm going to roll back and forth along my spine, working out all the knots and kinks along that spine. And finally, I'm going to position myself where I've got PVC pipe out in front, and I'm going to work to get that PVC pipe to push my arm back through my shoulder. I'm going to keep that position for a period of time. I'm going to move in the clock about 1 hour along the clock, do the same stretch there, and then again another hour on the clock, the same stretch there. 30 seconds to a minute, each of those positions. The final stretch that we're going to do is we're going to take the band, we're going to place the band over our elbow, we're going to walk out so that our body, our torso is straight up and down. We're going to keep the elbow in tight, and we're going to put pressure on that, allowing the band to pull this whole upper arm back straight. I'm going to try to keep my torso in a good line here. I'm going to do that for approximately 2 minutes on each side. When I go back to the wall, at the end of those stretches, I should see increased range of motion. So we want you to do that at home. Do that before the rest of us do the warm-ups in the class. Do that as many times a week as you can.